I, 22F, have had a falling out with my mother, 50F. How do I proceed? It's been a month since it happened, but it's been a long time coming. She has a drinking problem, and when she starts, which is every afternoon, everything in the house more or less stops. We have to sit and listen to her, talk about all kinds of weird stuff, and she does some pretty embarrassing things as well. Some background. She's been drinking as far back as my memory goes, but I never really saw it as a problem until a few years ago when she just couldn't go without it. She says she doesn't have a problem, which I'm guessing is pretty common among people who struggle with addiction. She says it's her way of unwinding in the evenings. We had an argument after Christmas. She was drunk, and she wanted to go greet some guests that had come to visit while she was in only a towel. My little brother tried to tell that that's probably not a good idea, and she said that she should smash his head in for being so rude. I stepped in and told her that she probably had too much and should consider the possibility that she has a drinking problem. She went upstairs, threw up, and went to bed. She didn't talk to any one of us after that. She did everything for herself. And when we tried asking simple questions like where stuff was, she'd just find something hurtful to say and walk away. We just avoided her, I guess. She does Thin's thing where if any of us disagree with her or have an argument, she says we are free to raise ourselves and we can do whatever we want. She freezes all of us out and makes us feel guilty until we all apologize to her and ask her to be our mother again. Anyway, it all came to a head literally on New Year's Eve when she planned an unexpected trip for me and my little brother. No notice, no planning. She said she wanted us gone within the hour. We had already made plans with my dad for New Year's. She was present when we were making the plans, but she said that no one had talked to her about any plans, and she was free to do what she wanted. We were all upset and decided to sit her down and have a chat with her about how her drinking is affecting the family. She totally didn't care about what we had to say. She said, "If there's anything I've done to you that bothers you so much, seek therapy. That's what it's for." She continued to say some hurtful things to all of us, including some very humiliating things about my dad. I left that day with my brother. I haven't spoken to her since, except for once when she called and told me I was a stupid idiot because of how I was acting, not picking her calls. I wasn't surprised by how she reacted to the whole thing, but I'd felt like enough was enough, and it was time to talk about it. She once broke a plate over my big brother's head when she was drunk. She doesn't care that my dad is a recovering alcoholic. She just drinks and complains about all of us. Thinking back, when I'd sit down to talk to her, one-on-one, she's never have anything kind of nice to say about my brothers or my dad. My older brother doesn't visit home very often, and when I moved out, my little brother would call and ask if he could come and stay with me. I thought he was joking about how bad she was getting until I went home for Christmas. She hated that my dad gave us some money for Christmas. When I gave her the gift I'd bought for her, she asked if that's all I could get her with all the money I had. She's changed into this totally negative person. I don't recognize her anymore. I left her with my dad. Thankfully, my little brother is in school, so they don't interact. I worry for my dad. He's put up with a lot and been very patient, but he really doesn't have a foot to stand on because he used to be alcoholic as well, but he's been sober for 15 plus years. My dad says he's considering leaving, but we haven't talked about since the day I left. She said she'll continue to drink, and there's nothing we can do about it. I haven't spoken since her last phone call. I don't know where to go from here. I know she doesn't want to see me, but I'll definitely be going back home. I want to see my dad and my pets. I talk to my dad every week. He tries to get me to talk to her, but I'm not ready to. She won't apologize. I can bet there's no remorse and she's still drinking. Do you have any advice on how I can go about this? I haven't talked to anyone about this. It's not really something that comes up naturally in conversation with friends. TLDR, my mother is an alcoholic and we had a falling out about it. She doesn't want to stop and she's hurting my family.